I am sick and tired of seeing pansies in the pulpit. Nice people should not be in politics. Right? Now, this is what I believe, that if a party has a nice leader, it's going to be a terrible party. You see, niceness is all about, friendly, and, let's keep the peace, and, this very agreeable and everything. But when you're a political leader, you need strength in adversity. You need to be strong and aggressive. Our soldiers, right? They are not trained to be nice. Let's reason with each other. When they go to war, they don't do, let's sit down and have a conversation, right? Let's reason with each other. Let's be friendly, right? No, they're taught to be aggressive, strong, mighty men and women to go to war, because they are facing adversity, and our political leaders need to be the same. Now, even the men in our pulpit, they need to be strong. I am sick and tired of seeing pansies in the pulpit, right? That just, we don't talk about politics. We don't offend anybody. We can't talk about sin now because it offends some people in the church. Tough, right? We need strong men in our pulpits again. Ones who stand up for righteousness, right? Because Christianity isn't just about love. It's about holiness and righteousness. Right? And we need holiness and righteousness in our pulpits again, in our churches again, let alone in our political parties. But it starts in the church, right? We need strong men again, right? And we can't back down from this. It's a biblical principle, strength in adversity, right? I don't want a military that are all like, oh no, we don't want to go to war. And this is what we got. I've watched loads of reels, right, on Instagram, where you've got these podcasters going up to random boys and men, but they are boys, and saying, would you stand up if our country needed you in war? Would you stand up for our country? And like, no, I won't want to go to war. Grow up, be men, right? What's happened to our men? Like, and as well, what's happened to our women? Resilient women. Right? We got women that are they're so indoctrinated into changing themselves and making themselves attractive to everybody, parading their bodies all over Instagram, doing this OnlyFans stuff, that there is no purpose in their life whatsoever. Where's our resilient women who work in the charity sectors, who help people, who look after the widows, who look after the children, who look after the communities, who are poor? Where have they gone? I mean, come on, we need to start getting better. We need to start looking a bit more British, right? And British values is we look after our own, right? We look after the poor, the needy, we look after our children, we look after the widows and everything, but we are strong in adversity. So we need men who are strong, aggressive. And I know people are going to be like, what, aggressive? Yes, aggressive. There's aggressive men get things done. They need to protect the women and children of this nation. They need to protect this country. But what we are doing now is we are so consumed with making sure that our woke agenda is attended to, that we're not standing up for truth anymore. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, there's a beautiful question that is often asked to political leaders and thought leaders on various television interviews, and it separates the wheat from the chaff. Is do women have a penis?
Oh, I know.
And well, let's just say if your answer is well, yes, they can. I think you've substituted truth for an ideology, haven't you? And we need leaders to stand up for truth in this day and age and say the truth rather than subscribing to a political ideology and beliefs that are whack-a-mole.
But this is the difference between niceness and kindness, because niceness would be like, oh no, you are a woman. You know, we just want to make you feel all lovely and fluffy and just affirm who you are. Kindness is going, no, you're not. But there is something that you're struggling with that I want to help you with. Right? Because you are precious in God's sight. You were born precious. There is a purpose and a destiny upon your life, and you're struggling with something that we can overcome together. Right? That's being kind. But it's being kind with truth. And I think that's what we've got to be in this day and age. We've got to be kind, not nice. So don't look to the left, don't look to the right, look up Britain.